Hey, Tribe fans, hard to believe that it's been over a year since we've been together. So many things have changed across our country, but there's certainly a few things that have stayed the same. One of those things is that we were able to play basketball season. And we're certainly excited for the opportunity that we had to play this season like we did, albeit under some unique circumstances. But we're really, really pleased with the opportunity to compete. We know that we got a ton of support from all of you during the season, which we really, really appreciated. And as always, our players did a great job of representing William and Mary the right way. Did a great job in the classroom, represented us with class on the court, and just did a terrific job of going out and putting out a product on the floor that everyone can be really proud of. So as we head into this off season, one thing that we always want to try to do this time of year is celebrate our season with a banquet. And unfortunately, we're not able to bring all of you here for a banquet. So we figured that we would try to bring our banquet to you. So we're gonna get going with our awards for the season. Give you an opportunity to hear from our seniors, and hope you enjoy celebrating the season with us in a very unique way. Our first award that we're going to give out is the Arete Award. The Arete Award goes to the senior student athlete with the best grade point average on the team. This year's award goes to our senior Miodrag. Mio has a 3.34 GPA, is majoring in computer science and minoring in business analytics. Our next award is the Mark Batesel Award, which is named after one of our most supportive and prominent alums. The Mark Batesel Award is given to the player that displays leadership, determination, mental toughness, and heart while having the ability to instill those qualities in his teammates. This was a really close vote on our team, which I think speaks to the kind of character that we have on this team. But this year's recipient is Connor Kuchera. Connor had a tremendous rookie season for us, second on the team in scoring. He led us in three-point percentage, had a number of big performances, especially down the stretch. Had a terrific game at Drexel and really took the game over down the stretch, and had a phenomenal weekend a couple weekends later at Towson, culminating with a 30-point performance and a win on our Sunday game up there, and earned him CAA Player of the Week and Rookie of the Year, and then ultimately led to winning the Rookie of the Year in the conference. So a terrific honor for Connor to win the Mark Batesel Award his freshman year. Our next award is the Craze Award. Craze Award is given for a player's ability to inspire his teammates. It's named in honor of former Tribe team captain John Kratzer, who received the inaugural United States Basketball Writers Association Most Courageous Athlete Award. Kratzer led her 2 years with the Tribe before being diagnosed with cancer, battled the disease for 3 more years. This year's recipient is Austin Washburn. Wash is one of the, as he's affectionately known by all of us, one of the best teammates I've ever coached. And I'm not sure if I've ever been around a player that has been better at his job on a team and excelling at his role. There's a number of things that we will ask of him in practice, whether it be play on the scout team, just play defense for this portion of practice, go down to the other end and help the bigs with their drills. And whatever we ask of him, Wash is always willing to do it. He's one of our best guys in terms of being locked into scouting report. He's routinely, you can see routinely on the bench during games, calling out the other team's plays and talking with our guys of what's coming and how he can help during games. So just a terrific honor and really excited for Austin Washburn to be the recipient of the Craze Award. The Sixth Man Award is one that we give out to an individual that just recognizes their incredible impact that they have on the success of our team. And this can be given to a member of our program, somebody else in the athletic department, or somebody outside of William & Mary as well. Given the unique circumstances we faced this season, this was a really easy choice for us. The Sixth Man Award is given to, or is going to Dr. Virginia Wells. Heading into this season, and even going back and just heading into the school year, the number one priority from William & Mary was the safety and well-being of student athletes and our staff. And obviously we were going to do everything that we could to try to figure out a way to compete with those guidelines in mind. And Dr. Wells just did an unbelievable job, not just for our program, but for the entire department, of putting protocols in place, helping us stay as safe as we could. And it was one thing to put in the protocols as she did and explain it to us. And then it was another thing to go above and beyond, like she did a number of times for our team and our players, to be able to compete as much as we could, again, as safely as we possibly could. So a huge thank you for us being able to play this season, and a very well-deserving award goes out to Dr. G. Wells. This year's defensive MVP is Luke Loewe. And Luke had another phenomenal defensive year for us. He was selected all CAA defensive team, and became just the 6th try basketball player ever to receive that on multiple occasions. Luke was constantly tasked with guarding the opponent's best player, which typically would be one of their perimeter guys. He had just incredible individual performances up in Hofstra against Jalen Ray, at Drexel against Cam Winter, and at Towson against St. Martin. Constantly, accepted the challenge and of taking on that terrific score. One of the real neat moments for us this year, which led to a big win for us, was down the stretch at Towson. They had the ball down 1, and Luke was on St. Martin, and everybody knew where the ball was going. And Luke just did a phenomenal job of making it really tough for him to get to a tough shot, and contested a step back jumper that ended up falling well short and allowed us to get out of there with a 1-point win. So an easy choice for us with the defensive MVP and this year's recipient, Luke Loewe. This year's most improved player on our team is Mikal Harvey, and Kel did a terrific job of taking advantage of an unbelievable opportunity this season. Prior to this year, it was tough for him to get on the floor for playing time with some of the guys that were ahead of him. And this year he posted career highs in minutes, points, rebounds, and block shots. And along the way with block shots, he led the CAA, which was a terrific honor, and earned all defensive team honors because of it. He led our team in rebounds, led our team in field goal percentage, and he was really, really good for us, especially down the stretch of games. Had some terrific defensive moments at Drexel and at Towson when we were able to make some runs down the stretch there and come away with wins. And Kel just did a great job of getting better as the season went on. So to no surprise, probably to a lot of people, most improved player, Mikal Harvey. This year's most valuable player award goes to Luke Loewe. Luke was just phenomenal on both ends of the floor. As we mentioned earlier, routinely guarding the best player on the other team, and his offensive production was just incredible. Had a career high in scoring this year, and he was actually 2 off of his career high in assists, which is pretty remarkable when you factor in that we played 17 games this season, as opposed to the 31 games he played when he had the 2 more assists. Luke was 6th in the league in scoring at 16.2 a game. He's among the CA leaders in minutes played, free throw percentage, steals, and assists. Luke led the league in assist to turnover ratio this year, and his free throw percentage was 50th in the country, which is even a more remarkable statistic when just a couple of seasons ago, Luke's sophomore year, he shot 34% from the free throw line. So it just speaks to the level of improvement that he's made. Had some unbelievable moments for us this year. Early on, we were down at GW, and our team was down big in the second half, and Luke really just willed us back into the game by getting to the rim a ton, and eventually got us over the hump and made a big bucket to win the game in overtime. And then just countless performances throughout the conference season. He was just so consistent all the way through. Had a really, really big game or big moments of a game at home against Delaware, which got us a win. And then in the conference tournament, just had a terrific game against Wilmington to get us a first-round win. So this was a unanimous choice by players and coaches, which, again, doesn't come as a surprise as anybody. This year's team most valuable player is Luke Loewe. Just want to spend a little time talking about our seniors. We had 2 seniors this year. Mio, who we mentioned before, is our Rete Award winner. Um, Mio's probably improved as much as anybody I've been around in terms of his mindset and embracing his role in the team. Uh, and I had a number of discussions after our first year together of things that he can improve on to really be a better teammate and really help our team. And to his credit, uh, he did a phenomenal job with that heading into this past season, his senior year. Uh, and this year, Mio would do anything that we asked of him. And some days that meant in practice, go throw some passes with the bigs or rebound for a certain guy or be ready to hop in on scout team. It meant helping us off the court and sometimes it was coordinate food orders and doing some of the things that we needed everybody to kind of pitch in on this year. And he was just so willing to do anything he could to help the team. And it was really fun to see that given kind of where his mindset was at when we started. Mio will graduate with a major in computer science, minor in business analytics, and very impressively has already secured a very highly sought after position with Amazon. And we know that he is going to have an unbelievable amount of professional success, and we're going to miss having him in our program. And I'm going to turn it over and let you hear from Mio.
For those of you who do not know me, my name is Miodrag, and I spent the last 3 years with William & Mary Basketball as one of their players. I know half of you are thinking, who the hell is this guy? And if it helps, I'm just a fan as you are, but I just had a better seats. Now that I got the punchline out of the way, let us see what 3 years of William & Mary education can do when it comes to public speaking and being articulate and well-spoken. Please take in consideration that English is my second language, and that I love to use this excuse a lot. Being able to give this speech and not stand, but sit in front of you, the camera, is something that I'm very grateful for. You see, where I come from, not many people get this opportunity, and I'm very grateful and fortunate to be able to do so. I could not be in this position without tremendous support from my family, friends, and people here at William & Mary. So today, instead of just thanking them, I would like to share what I learned from them and hope future generations can benefit from it. The people I would like to start with are Ray Eddy, Kevin Clarkey, Dr. Wells, and Chris Sears. Ray, aka the dog, one of the best lifting coaches I ever had in my life. Thank you for always finding the ways to entertain my weightlifting curiosity and pushing me to get an extra rep. Attention to detail is a trait that your weightlifting program have installed in me, and without a doubt, I feel stronger than ever. Kevin, aka the Stephen Curry, the hardest working athletic trainer that this school has. Every time I had a body ache or something that must be addressed, he was there to support me throughout the process and get me healthy. The amount of knowledge that this guy has, sometimes I even try to ask him to do my homework for me. He didn't, so I don't want any issues with William & Mary Council. On a serious note, thank you for teaching me how should young adults behave once they get the job out of college. Always professional, always on time, and always prepared. Dr. Wells, I cannot thank you enough for how many times you saved me from Googling my own symptoms and realizing that I might die tomorrow. I will admit, my eating and sleeping habits affected my immune system, which resulted in frequent visits, but you always assure me that I'll be okay. And here I am, still breathing. Throughout this pandemic, you're one of the major people who managed to get us on the floor, create a system that keeps us safe, and allow us to keep pursuing our dream. Overnight, you had to take a huge responsibility for health and safety of all the athletes at William & Mary, and for that, thank you. I hope that one day I'm as brave as you are. Chris Sears, thank you for my college modeling/acting career. I know that I was not Nate 9 media material, but you still made me feel important. Thank you for my 5 seconds of fame and social content that made my parents and friends back home believe that I actually played basketball in the United States. Now, I would like to thank my teammates. I know I said I will also share what I learned, but it is in the best interest of me and them to just thank them. When I first stepped on the William Mary campus and was preparing to play my first pickup with the 2018-2019 team, I was very nervous. I did not know any members of the team and I just hoped that they would like me. While shooting and warming up, pretending that I did not see them on the court next to me, I just heard, "Yo, Miodrag, is that you?" I turned around and it was Nate Knight. He was calling me to join the team. He immediately put his arm around me and introduced me to everyone. Since that moment, I had a chance to meet an extraordinary group of guys. And for that, thank you, Nate. I would like to continue with Andy Van Vliet, Jahar Williams, Bryce Barnes, and Tyler Hamilton. Thank you for being the amazing roommates and for every moment that we shared together. In those moments, certain videos and pictures were made that I would like you to keep it private. Please. Jahar, thank you for always being a positive guy and never being too tired to enjoy life. Without you, my college life would be boring. Andy, my Belgian waffle. I could write a book of everything we went through together. Luckily for me, this speech must be short, something you do not quite understand. Thank you for being a big brother to me. Thank you for always choosing me to be the part of your first five, even when that meant crazy behind the back passes that barely reached the target. It means a lot to me that I was able to share a court, a locker room, with someone like you. I cannot wait to see what future holds for you. Bryce, how genuine you are never stops to amaze me. Every time I needed someone to talk to, you were there to listen. There was no conversation which ended with you either suggesting me a book to read or giving advice based on something you read that day. With you, I was constantly growing and learning about new topics that contributed to my improvement of the court. Matt Milan, thank you for buying my overpriced Xbox. It helped me afford the parking tickets for 2 months in William and Mary. Your determination in pursuing your goals and with that giving up comfort was something that always fascinated me. You're a true professional, and I will never forget our late night drives listening to Avicii. Justin Pierce, the guy whose time management skills got him to where he is now. Graduating from William and Mary in 3 years, getting into one of the best programs in the United States, and finishing his master's while playing professionally is something that only extraordinary ones can achieve. Thank you for teaching me how to prioritize time and use every opportunity that comes my way. Oh yes, and please, I'm still waiting on that North Carolina jersey. Talking about extraordinary, I cannot forget about Mr. Do-It-All, Paul Rowley, the mentor. In the last year, Paul juggled basketball and law school, which was very time consuming, but that never prevented him to stay after practice and play me one-on-one. For someone who lacked playing time, those one-on-one sessions were everything to me, and without them, my day would feel unaccomplished. Thank you for being a great teammate and all the wisdom that you passed down to me, and I hope that it helped me guide the new generations of William Mary Hoopers. And I also truly hope I never see someone wear those long socks ever again. Talking about a new generation, I have to mention this year's team. To maximize my and their time, I would like to ask Chris here just to share their Instagram handles around here. No problem, guys. I got you. Thank you for letting me be the part of this year's team. I appreciate the respect and love of each and every one of you and for always being there for me throughout this year. Luke, Austin, Quinn, McKellen, Thornton. Please use your experience and knowledge to lead. You're each unique in your own way, and new generations can only benefit from the paths that you have taken to be where you are today. My freshman and sophomore group. I wish we spent more time together. But I will always be that proud fan who will utilize this sentence a lot. I played with those guys. Once you successfully win the CAA championship, please use my mistakes and experience to benefit your own journey and always, always believe in yourself. It would not be fair if I did not mention previous coaching staff, Coach Shaver, Coach Holmes, Coach Austin, and Luke Ford. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to become a representative of William and Mary basketball, and I hope that I've risen to the expectations. Wherever you are, I genuinely hope that you're doing well and making the impact. Now, speaking as a fan, the future of William and Mary basketball is in great hands. Coach Boat, thank you for always finding time to get in extra work with me. Even though I was the 13th player when it came to rotation, okay, 15th, you always treated me professionally and made sure that I stay in my group. I believe that the lesson is self-explanatory through this paragraph, and for that, thank you. Coach Kemp, my Serbian brate. I always wonder what people meant when they said, "Oh, he's a player coach." You are in every aspect one of the best player coaches I have ever seen. In each point of our relationship, you were a brother, a friend, and when I sucked at defense, a coach. Thank you for teaching me how to be smart with my money and that age is just a number and that fun never stops. Coach Holland, to be honest, it feels like we met yesterday. I still do not know anything about you. On a serious note, does basketball ever stops for you? Every game we played, I felt that you might have a hidden jersey below your suit, and then any moment you'll substitute yourself in. Your passion for basketball is unmatched, and the future of our players is in great hands. Nate Bollinger, I still don't understand how you managed to deal with all 15 of us. For someone who was definitely underpaid, you did more than a good job. My job was to show up to practice, games, and be on time, while you had to take care of everything else that made my basketball career more enjoyable and smooth. Your type of work had many more demands than rewards, but it spoke for itself, and I'm glad that you becoming a new assistant coach was one of those rewards. You deserve it. Last but not least, Coach Fischer. Thank you for seeing who I truly am and not giving up on me. You allow me to develop as a leader and find my personal value outside of basketball court. Thank you for creating the environment that has attracted the type of people that have helped me grow in the ways I have. I have never thought that I would be enjoying basketball from the sidelines or sitting on the bench, but luckily allowed me to explore different areas of my leadership that I lacked. I am honored to say that I got a chance to play under you, and I truly believe that if someone can help us win CAA championship, it is you and the people that you lead. Oh, and by the way, accept me on Instagram. Now we came to the part of the speech where my teammates usually start to cry. Luckily for me, we can edit that. And again, thank you, Sears. I am in a unique situation because this time I will be mentioning two families, American and a Serbian one. You see, I came to the United States at age of 17 with one suitcase and $100 in my pocket. Well, I had more than that, but every cool story starts with some small amount. Anyways, the family who was willing to accept me, a complete stranger, into their home was a young family. My American parents, Jamie and Joanne, and their children, who I proudly call brother and sister, Patrick and Allison. I came to the United States with a plan of only staying for 1 year, and here I am, 7 years later, graduating with William and Mary degree. In those 7 years, Young's invested so much love, effort, time, and of course, financial resources in order to help me achieve my dreams. Joanne and Jamie, since the first day I landed in Virginia, you are my biggest support. Driving me to practice 6 days a week, 30 minutes away each way, traveling across the United States to support me in my AAU tournaments, providing me with additional resources for me to achieve my goals are just a handful of the things you did. I still remember the day I ruptured my Achilles. It was the worst time of my life because I thought that my basketball career, and with that my time in USA, were over. You came to visit me and assured me that I am more than a basketball player, and you were right. Everything I achieved in the past 7 years would not be possible without you, and every opportunity that is waiting for me is because of you. I do not know many people in this world, if any, who would have done what you did and continue doing for me. You changed my life and allowed me to live an American dream. Now, I would like to switch gears and speak to my parents and my sister in Serbia. Luckily for me, Chris Sears knows Serbian, and he will provide you with subtitles. Mama, tata i Seko. Iskreno ne znam ni gde da počnem, ni gde da završim. Mislim da još uvek nisam svestan šta smo postigli i dokle smo dogurali. Voleo bih da ste ovdje i da možemo zajedno da proslavimo ovu našu pobedu. Hvala vam što verujete mene i za svu nesebičnu ljubav. Hvala vam za fondaciju koju ste ugradili u meni, jer bez nje ja ne bih bio čovjek koji sam danas. Hvala vam što ste verovali jednom 14-godišnjaku i što ste mu dozvolili da napusti kuću tako mlad. Hvala vam što ste i posljednji dinar ulagali u mene i sestru i za svaku priliku koju ste nam omogućili. Samo mi znamo kroz šta smo sve prošli kao porodica i samim tim ova diploma je vaša koliko je i moja. Bilo je puno momenata i dana kada sam želeo da odustanem i da se vratim kući, a uz vašu podršku sam uspeo da prevagnem i one najgore momente. Želim da ovaj moment iskoristite da proslavite same sebe, jer ste uradili toliko mnogo sa toliko malo. Vi ste primer da odgoj dolazi iz kuće i da se sve može kad se hoće. Volim vas puno i jedva čekam da vas vidim, a do tada znajte, šta god da se desi, mi ćemo uvek ostati porodica. To all the fans and people who supported my career, thank you. Go Tribe.
Our second and final senior to honor is Luke Loewe. And looking back on Luke's career and the couple of years that we got to spend together, when I first got here, there were 5 players in the transfer portal, and Luke was one of them. And I know that there were a lot of people, some William & Mary fans probably included, that when he said he was going to come back, probably didn't think it was that big of a deal. But I will never forget the day that he said he wanted to come back and play. And it was after a workout that we had in the spring, and he came up to me right when it was done and just said, "Coach, I just want to let you know I want to come back and I want to play here. I want to play for you. I want to play here." I remember talking to my wife about it at the time because at the time I don't think we had a staff in place. So, but I remember talking to her about how excited I was that he was coming back, and having a chance to work with him a little bit on the floor, having a chance to spend a little bit of time with him. I felt like he was a really talented player that, to this point had just lost his way a little bit and maybe lost a little bit of confidence. And, he certainly, proved the kind of player that he is over these past 2 years. And it was just so much fun to be able to coach him and watch him develop. Luke has been such a great leader by example during his time here. He represents everything that we want to be about in terms of his hard work, his communication, his toughness, his focus. He just has all of the attributes that we want this program to be about. And I remember talking to him after the season and telling him that, when people talk about the all-time greats that have ever played at William & Mary, his name is probably not going to come up in that discussion. But when I think about and when people think about our program, he's going to be one of the very first guys I think about in terms of what we want it to be. And the opportunity to coach him over the last 2 years was just such an incredible honor for me. And certainly wish him all the best. And I'm going to let you hear a little bit from Luke and his words of his time here.
Hello, everybody. Throughout my 4 years at William & Mary, there's been so many people that have helped me get to where I am today. So many opportunities, so many places I've traveled, and so many things that I'm thankful for. I just want to, thank as many people as I can, even though it would take me probably hours to thank everyone personally. So bear with me. I'm not going to speak that long, but I'm going to try to get my point across. First of all, I want to thank God for all the opportunities that, He's blessed me with in my life. I would not be where I am today without His blessings and grace. I've been through a lot of adversity, and He's helped me in the deepest of valleys and the highest of highs on the mountaintop. So without Him, I would not be where I am today. I want to thank my family, my parents. They've literally laid down everything for me and allowed me to, pursue my dream of playing college basketball. So thank you to them. Thank you to my brother and sister for coming to all my games, whether they wanted to or not. My grandparents for traveling across the country, and the rest of my family who supported me. Next, I want to thank Coach Shaver, Coach Holmes, Coach Kimball, Coach Austin, and Lou Ford. Who are the ones that brought me to William & Mary. Thank you guys for giving me the opportunity to play college basketball in the first place. I appreciate that greatly, and I would not be where I am today without you guys. I could go through all the players that I've played with, but I don't have time, and I've already tried multiple times, and it just takes way too long. So to my teammates that I've played with over the 4 years, thank you guys. I appreciate each and every one of you. Whether we were extremely close or not at all, I still appreciate the time I was able to play on the floor with you and hang out off the court. So, I truly hope that if you're in the same town as me or, just need someone to call, I'd love to talk to you guys, and those connections are lifelong. So thank you to the William & Mary fans and, everyone who supported me in Williamsburg. Especially, I want to give a special thank you to the Fehrenbach family, Pastor Christoph, Pastor Tanya, Asa, Jude, Zoe. You guys were like a second family to me in Williamsburg. You made me feel like home, away from home. And, I gained 2 brothers and another younger sister when I was out here. It was awesome coming over to your guys' house, just talking, eating dinner, getting my mind off basketball, the stress of school. It was amazing, so thank you. To the new coaching staff that got hired 2 years into my career, you guys changed my life, and I could not thank you enough. All of you. It was a blessing to be able to work with you. Coach Howland telling me that I needed to shoot more threes when I didn't really think I could make one if my life depended on it. After my sophomore year, I'll never forget, he just told me, whether I liked it or not, next year I was going to shoot more threes. And turns out he helped me believe in myself a lot more than I had, so thank you. Coach Kemp, giving me a call as soon as he got hired, keeping me here. I owe a lot of that to you, and I'm excited to continue our journey together. Nate Balls, thank you for, dealing with all our crap. Also, congratulations on the promotion. You definitely deserve it. Scoring 50 in high school is great for your resume, and I know that's why Coach Fischer promoted you, and absolutely congratulations. Coach Boat, I appreciate our relationship on and off the floor. I share a brother in Christ. I'm going to church, going to small group with you, and I can just talk to you about anything on and off the floor, so thank you. Kev and Ray, you guys were awesome. Kev, I never really had to see you in the training room, but when I did, you knew how to help me, and I thank you a lot for that. Ray, you're my guy, Coach Ray. I've known you almost my whole life, and when you came here, I was super excited because I knew the kind of person you are, and that's the kind of person I wanted to be around, so thank you. Lastly, Coach Fischer, thank you for believing in me when you got here, giving me a chance, and not just pushing me out. I owe so much to you for the opportunity you gave me in the last 2 years playing for you, and I just, the relationship that I developed with you, I wouldn't trade for anything, so thank you so much. And I definitely owe you another fishing trip this time. Hopefully I won't have to pull a giant hook out of your leg. So, but anyways, on a more serious note, again, thank you so much. I enjoyed my time here, and you made me feel comfortable on the floor, helped me have fun, and gave me all the confidence I needed to be the player that I could be. So thank you. To my teammates, to the freshmen, thank you guys this year for coming in and working hard. I think my freshman year, if I had to go through COVID, it would have been rough, and I don't know if I would have handled it as well as you guys did. So keep working, keep believing in yourselves, and just keep doing your thing. To the sophomores, I appreciated my time here with you guys. Enjoyed playing with you, hanging out with you guys off the floor. Just keep doing your thing, have fun, and just keep believing in yourselves. Okay, to the junior class, my guys, my brothers, Wash, Quinn, Thornton, Kel. I've gotten so close to you guys, and I thank you for being like brothers to me, and I know that we'll have a lifelong connection, and I wouldn't trade that for anything, so thank you guys. Mio, my fellow senior, Brate, thank you for putting the entire team in front of yourself and doing anything that any of us needed, and putting yourself aside. So thank you for being a great friend, and I continue to just hope that we have a friendship for life, and I know we will, and that goes for all my teammates and former teammates. I just value the time that I've had with you guys, playing with you guys and being a part of a team. Jahar, we are in different parts of life right now, but my freshman roommate, sophomore roommate, came in with you and had a lot of fun. Freshman year off the floor, you're one of a kind, and the energy you brought cheered me up, and thank you for just being yourself, and I enjoyed my time with you as well. Alright, a couple of notable players that are not on the team any longer, but that I played with. Cole Harrison, thank you for being like a dad to me, freshman roommate on the road. James and Glover, Tommy Pappas, thank you guys. Paul, thank you for taking me under your wing with all the stress and stuff that you were going through, with the busyness of school and obviously basketball. You basically helped me through my freshman sophomore year, so thank you. Justin, Matt, Andy, Nate, thank you guys. I loved playing with you guys and hanging out on and off the floor, so thank you. Keep killing it in your careers, and I'm wishing you the best of luck, and I'll be following. Lastly, I want to thank Paige, my amazing girlfriend. Thank you for supporting me and being my biggest fan, #1 fan. And, you know, I know it's hard long distance, but I appreciate when you would come out here and spend time with me, and you made it easy, definitely, to have a long distance relationship, and thank you so much. The last thing I'll leave you with is 4 years here at William & Mary. I had a roller coaster ride, and I had some very deep lows, and I had some really high highs in my last few years. And I'm proud of, you know, the accomplishments that I've achieved at William & Mary, but I cherish the relationships. And I just want to, you know, reiterate to you guys that believing in yourself is a very powerful thing. My first 2 years here, I struggled with confidence, but once I started believing in myself, I was surprising myself each and every day. So keep doing your thing, keep working hard, and that goes for all aspects of life, whether you're on a team, playing a sport, you know, you're a parent, you're at your 9-to-5 job. Just the power of your mind is one of the strongest things in this world. So thank you guys. Again, my time at William & Mary is coming to an end, but I'm thankful for the time I had here and the connections I've made, the people I've met, the places I've been. So thank you guys. 12 out.
Want to say thank you to everybody for taking the time to join us for our virtual banquet here. There's certainly a number of things that we have to be excited about here moving forward, and looking into next year. And certainly the first is that hopefully this is just a lot more normal. And you know, we're looking forward to our team and what we can do as we move forward. And you know, next year's team is probably going to be one of the more competitive teams we've had in terms of our practice setting and guys competing for minutes. And we're really looking forward to that. We've got a number of guys that had some really good years for us coming back next year. And we're going to add some talented newcomers that we're looking forward to blending into hopefully a really successful team. One of the other things that we are really looking forward to next year is the opportunity to be with our fans. We really missed having you guys at the games and seeing you cheer us on in Kaplan and on at our road games. But more than that, we just missed the personal connection that we have with all of our fans. We miss the dinners that we do with an opportunity to get to know everybody better. We miss any kind of get-togethers that we have where, you know, you get a chance to know our players and interact with them, get to know our staff. And I know I speak for the rest of our staff and everyone in our program. We say that we can't wait to have that interaction next year, and certainly hope that that's something that we can do. Want to thank you guys so much for all of your support. Again, even though most of it was not in person this year, the calls, the texts, the emails, we know that you guys were watching. We know you were cheering us on, and we really appreciate it. Like I said, we look forward to next year, hopefully having a much more normal season, a longer season, and hopefully it's filled with all of you in the stands, and we'll get Kaplan rocking again. So thank you so much for tuning in and celebrating this season with us and celebrating our seniors. And we look forward to seeing you next year. Go Tribe.